Totally honored when I saw the visiting class, especially those who were in the School of Economics here. As you visited Parliament, I reached out and I said, and I kind of asked, you never asked, I asked, can I be up here? And yesterday, I was in a very remote part of my electorate in our country. It's called Kori. Before I took office as member in 2007, you drive there, 10 hours of drive. Today, I just drive there in 2 hours. After 15 years of working in that part of our country. And so I was there, and my mind was on you. I could not miss my flight. I took off 5 o'clock in the afternoon in Tari. I was on route. I landed here at around 7 o'clock, and I'm privileged to be here with you. Great thanks, great work. It's your moment, and to those who criticize me for extensively traveling, local, international, I take my office with me. The system is still functional, even if I'm in office or not in office. The work still runs in the office. I control office here, and I'm physically also in office sometimes. Today I go back. I'll be working till 11 o'clock in the night in my office. If you're sleeping at 11 o'clock, know that your Prime Minister is working 11 o'clock in my office. And so don't worry about the negatives that get on associated with my work. I know you are here and you are important, you're part of my work, and I need to be here also. I'm here as part of my work to give an address to this graduating class, and it is a wonderful honor and privilege for me to be addressing you students because your country needs you. You are carrying the country today, and going forward into the future, you will be carrying the country. That is why conversing with you today on your graduating moment is a conversation not just with you, but with the youths and children of our country nationwide, as they all come face to face with their examinations as well as with their own graduations, wondering what the future will be for them. And I just want to say, start off my conversation today is, life is too short. Embrace it positively. Life is too short. Embrace it positively. You just ask your parents or your guardians, and they will reminiscent on how they've come in life, and they wish they were doing grade 12 again. I speak here 25 years ago, I was a grade 12 student. Not too many money in my pocket. In fact, when I was in a graduation outfit like this, I could not afford. I had better clothes, I was wearing my school uniform to the graduation class. My parents could not come, both of them, so my father had to send my mother just to be with me because he could not afford a bus fare from Tari to Kabifa. And that was only two-way, there was about 80 kina in those days. He could not afford 80 kina, 160 kina for both of them, so my dad said, Mom, and my wife, you go and see our elder son graduating. So my mother came to my graduation class, had no graduation gown, no new necktie, no new shoe. In fact, the same shoe I've worn for 4 years, I wore to my graduating class. You know the difference between me and those who had it? I was optimist, I was positive, I knew my God lived, and I knew I am living for a purpose in life. Is it okay? And so my charge to you as you graduate today is that life is too short. Embrace and live positively in your country. Live positively in your country. Then don't get entangled in the hype of life. This sort of thing gives you life. This gives you no real pleasure and meaning in life, whatever it may be. This gives you no real pleasure and meaning in life. This does. Foundational, core, natural thing, the water does. What is important, essential does to you. Who you are, where you are living, your real person, your identity. This does, not this. The beers, marijuanas, the toxicities, the factory makes, in fact this one has a lot of sugar. 14 teaspoons of sugar. Those who are diabetics or those who are candidates for diabetics, remove this in your life, remove sugar in your life, throw it out. Sorry, Coke, those who manufacture Coke, but I owe it to my people. I could advise them that this has more sugar and toxic in it than anything else. But that's just an example. Don't use fabricated, manufactured, cosmetic, pleasure things in life. Be anchored in substance. Who you are, the real, natural, authentic you. What comes from God? Water comes from God, correct? Direct from God. Drinks are manufactured along the way. Manufactured things are okay, but be original. Live and relate in positive things in life that is authentic. and original. Our country has come a long way. I just want to give some context. In 1975, and we just come out of 48 years of anniversary as we celebrated last week, culminating in our Independence Day on Saturday. Of course, I worship on Sabbath. I respect the Sabbath hours, so I was in church, but giving respect to my country from another perspective. Our country has come a long way. 48 years ago, we were a nation of 3.5 million people in a big landmass, mountains, seas, islands, swamp, river. Our landmass is bigger than UK, bigger than Japan, bigger than New Zealand put together. Big landmass, multicultural, 1,000 people of different tribes, speaking different language. Everybody thought Papua New Guinea would fail as a nation in 1975. Many gave up on us. Many Papua New Guineans were given option to be citizens in Australia. They became citizens in Australia. Guess what? 48 years on, despite all the ups and downs, we still live on as one people, one nation, one country. And it has been built at the back of our fathers like Somare, St. Julius, all who were living in 1970s and 80s. They had one thing common. They had zeal, love, positiveness, and optimism for their country, not negativities in their country. And today, as I speak to you, whilst we've come a long way, and one of the biggest things in our country thus far is that our resources has been too small to look after our growing population. Our budget size from 75 even up to today is too small. Government must get money from taxes and revenues to ensure you are all okay. That's why I've been focused very much on getting back more from our natural resources. Take Back PNG is all about getting more from our natural resources. And those who've been getting more are not happy with me, and they want me out of office as I speak. We've changed the formula. Today in program we're getting 51% when it's up and running. Before we had only 5%. You know, imagine your gold mine, you had 5%, and everybody else had 95%. So that's the way we're going about, so that we have more money to put into a basket so that we build Iarowari, build Sogeri, build the roads, build our schools, build our health facilities, empower youth. We're fighting to get back more money from forestry, fisheries, mining, petroleum. But I need you too. I need you to work. That is why I'm here in Iarowari, because as the principal, Mr. Board Chairman, and in case anyone do not know the reason why I'm here, you implemented a government policy in 2020. You embraced the holistic education. When other high schools and other secondary schools were thinking that James Marape is marching off, you went out and did something we want you to do, and that is create your educational institution into a hub that dispenses quality education to our children, and not just focus on maths, English, science, and social science. You know, Mr. Chairman, you and your board, you don't work for money, and I just want to step back and say thank you to the board. And all the boards throughout our country, they don't work for money. Parents, students, citizens, why don't we clap to the boards? Why don't we clap to the boards? They're not here for money, they don't collect sitting allowances, but they give their time, effort, faithfully to ensure their school is getting up, get going, moving in the right direction, embracing what is workable government policies that we pronounce. And in 2020, we pronounced. In fact, when I took office in 2019, part of my statement I pronounced holistic education to our people, our students, leaving no child behind. That was my statement. Iarowari became amongst the first schools to embrace the statement, and you're putting it to work. And you redefine your school as a Iarowari Agro-Technical Secondary School. God bless Iarowari School Board and Iarowari Teachers. To the headmaster and all the faculty members, as well as all the non-teaching auxiliary staff of Iarowari Secondary School. I did not just come here for the Iarowari flowers. Iarowari has produced enough flowers in the entire history of Iarowari, but I am here to compliment the fact that you stepped out in faith, despite no classroom. You stepped out in faith, despite no adequate curriculum materials. You stepped out in faith, despite not too many teachers who would blend in to your type of focus, complementing government policy in giving holistic, wholesome education to our children. That is why I'm here to compliment your focus, your support, and your delivery of government policy. These children here need our correct input at every stage of their life. Parents and citizens are contributing, but schools, when they come in contact with us, from elementary, preschool, to primary school, to secondary school, those of us who have the duty of care over them must give them correct care. And I want all schools throughout the country to have a snippet out of the Iarowari lesson. Iarowari never asked a second question about government policy. Government said give holistic, technical, Tibet-based education associated with secondary school. Iarowari went ahead and worked, and I am here to comment Iarowari for this. Because it is simple. These children are the future of our country. These children are the future of our country. I am here today, my students, I want to tell you something. If I was not offered a space at the University of PNG in 1989, or after 1989, grade 12, in 1990, I was taken into UPNG, I would be a poultry, looking after chicken, poultry guy. I would have been a farmer. I would have been a trade store. I would have been a honey bee keeper. I would have been a carpenter. You know what? Because I learned that in the 4 years I was at Gamifa Secondary School. In our school that time, in those days, they were teaching us Tibet skills also in our practical work as well as in classroom. When I graduated grade 12, I knew poultry, I knew honey keeping, I knew farming, I knew carpentry, I knew bookkeeping. I had 5 additional skills. 5 additional skills. I went home during the Christmas. My mother grows cabbage. I helped her grow cabbage and I helped her sell cabbage in Tari market. Never waited and complained on anyone. I was 18 going 19, for those of you 18 going 19, I was selling cabbage in Tari market and others were criticizing how come this young fellow sitting there, and I said, don't worry, you can talk all you talk, but I will do what I have to do. And you know what? When I was on my way to university, I had additional 500 kina with me. And from the market money, I was asking my mother selling entirely and asking growing in my mother's bedroom. And it's because I learned from a school. School that taught me you have to work and open up primary skill base in areas where I need to be equipped in. And I just, again, Iarowari, don't give up. I have a last word for you. Keep on listening, board principal and board chairman. We are here to support your school get going, all right? And so I just want to bring my speech to the main issue, to the students who are here. By the way, did I thank the parents and guardians? Thank you, parents and guardians. Don't lose hope on your kids. They're special. You know, time you mustn't talk about Karen, who said giving blessing at that. God give him blessing and Boya and again, I'll stop. So thank you, our parents, but we'd like also to thank you, our guidance. Some have been brought up by not biological parents. I just want to say thank you to those who are not biological parents, but are guidance and care of some of the students here. Thank you very much to those class of Papua New Guinea. God bless you all. And I want to ask the graduating class and the youth amongst us, as you start your life or live your life positively and knowing that it is sought, 5 things that can add success to your life. 5 things that can add success to your life. And I speak from practical experience. Don't see being Prime Minister as a success thing in life. Being someone who's able to take care of my family is really the success thing, but you know, anything else will come along your way. I just want to give you 5 small guides to the graduating class and I'll be done. Number 1, put God first in your life. Put God first in your life. No magic formula about this one. Put God first in your life. Write down Matthew 6:33. What does it say? Seek ye first the kingdom of God, and everything else you need shall be added or minus? Added. From where you are today, it will be added, added, and added, and added. First thing first, formula. 5 honors, 5 fingers, 5 honors. Number 1, honor God in your life. He comes first, always. Not your wife, not your family, not everybody else. Sorry, you're not yet married. I couldn't be saying this to you. But you will be. First thing first, honor God. When you have honor God, knowing that the Creator exists in your life, that fact acknowledges and guides the moral compass in your life, and you will get up, get going, and be positive in your life all the time. Is that okay? Number 2, honor. Honor your parents. Or if I could add in, honor your guidance, including honoring your teachers, who are your guidance, guide also. Number 2 thing, honor your parents. Honor your parents. Yesterday I came back, the other night I spent time with my mother and father. I sat with them, and as old and unlearned as they may be, I spent time at their feet, just listening to them, sitting with them. Every 3 months or 4 months I go back home just to be with them. I honor my parents. Honoring your parents goes a long way. Guess what? Read your 5th commandment. What does it say? There's a price to honor your parents. There's a blessing attached with it. Of all the 10 commandments, the 5th commandment has a promise of blessing. You know what it is? Honor your father and your mother, that thy days will be long. Period. You want to live a long life? You want to live long life? You want to live long life? You want to live long life? I ask again, you want to live long life? Maybe ask another question, who wants to die? You don't. I don't. Well, guess what? We are mortal human beings. We have 70 years to run our life. If you want to run the full length of life, honor your parents. Honor your parents. Number 2, commitment. We're like asking you to walk in today. Number 3, honor your country. Honor your country. Number 3, not your district, not your tribe, not your province. Honor your country. Country comes first. One people, one nation. Am I right? Country first. Number 3, honor. Put your country first. The moment you put your own family, your own tribe, your own people, your own language group, your culture ahead of your country, you will not contribute to betterment of the country. When the country is healthy and progressive, you will be okay living in a progressive country. I want you to honor your country. Number 3. So which one? Now let's repeat. I'm just your teacher for the next 5 minutes, 10 minutes. Which one first? Which one first? Graduating class. Am I wasting my time here? Honor who? God. Second, honor who? Parents or guidance. Third, honor whose side? Honor country. Number 4, you honor the Buick. You respect the Buick. Comes ranks 4th. Equally important, but ranks 4th. You honor yourself. Know that your time is short. You don't have long to live. You know, guess what? We all have 70 years on average. My Bible says 70 years, Psalms 90 verse 10. World Health Organization says 70 years, 72 years on average. Life is short if you think life is too long. For me, if I measure my life at 52 now, going 53, I got only 17 more years or 18 more years of life living as productive after beginning. I have lived majority of my life already. 52 lived already. 18 more years to go before I am redundant. I'm useless. Maybe dead if I don't die earlier. My children will no longer need me. They'll be busy with their own children. My country will think I'm old and senile, no longer need me. Life is too short, children. If you think you are 18, 19, 17 and you have a long way to go, I'm here to tell you, life is too short. The memory of me being a great old graduate is very fresh in my mind. I think I am still young, but when I start to see and look myself in the mirror every time, I'm getting bolder and getting whiter every day, every year. Indication that I've lived progressively most of my life already, my children. Life is too short. Guess what? When you were baby, conceived, child, born to 10 years old, you were still a child. Today you're running through your educational phase. And I've divided life into about 6 or 7 major phases. Birth to 10 years, you're a child under your parents' care. 10 to 20 years, you were in education with your teachers. 20 to 30 years, you're a young adult trying to find a place in life, completing university, getting your life skills, trying to settle down. Maybe a girl is coming along in your life, a boy is coming along in your life, trying to find where to go. You are a young adult trying to settle down. When you're 30 to 40, you are settling down now. And for those of you who are living in your 40s, there's a thing that says life starts at 40s, correct? We all grew up with saying life starts at 40s. You know what, children? The input you put into your life today will determine the life you will live in your 40s and onwards. The input into your life today, drug, marijuana, alcohol, boy, first marriage, failed, second marriage, pregnancy, today, you will live with the consequence of these inputs today when you're in your 40s going forward. Life starts in your 40s. By the time you arrive in your 40s, you are living onward in your 50s. 50s I describe, 50s to 60s is a time you leave your legacy for your community, for your country, for your people, for yourself. Whatever you are supposed to be that God created you, if you make the input correctly today, you will live and contribute to your country in your 50s. By the time you think you have more to go, I'm in my 50s now, I'm facing my 60s, and I'm planning retirement in my 60s. It's retirement time now. When you're in your 50s, you see 60s right up in the horizon. Wow, lived most of my life already, my goodness. No, not too many miles to go. You're planning retirement now. Where am I going to retire into? Have I built my own house? What's my family doing? Life is too short. You're facing retirement in your 60s to 70. By the time you hit your 70s, because the Bible says 70 to 80, you might go, you will ask the question, when is it I am going? When is it I am dying? Life is too short, my children. Don't waste today thinking that you got miles left in you. The inputs you make into your life today, starting today, including next week's examination, influences the journey of life you will project into the future. I'll tell you my own story. When I was your age, I loved rugby league. I used to ask girls too, but they don't like me. You know, who likes a tiring man? Anyway, in any case, I love rugby league, I love music, I love basketball, all these things. I came to university. My second year, I was already playing first grade rugby league. I was possibly going to be selected into them Vipers and all this sort of thing, but I said, this is the way my path's going to go. I never played on Saturdays. I respect the Sabbath. I remained focused on where I want to be. In 1992, I decided I would be into politics. Still a young man, I decided this is my path in life. I sacrificed every other peripheral issues that would disturb my path, including women, including rugby league, including partying, including every other thing, and I just focused on what I hope would be the path in my life. As we stay here today, it calls on you to make commitment. Don't defer making commitment to a better path that you will do tomorrow, into the future. It starts today, now and then. Life is too short. As you be optimist, as you be positive, make your mark, set your aim, and get going despite all the struggles that you may have in life. Is that all right? Your government is doing everything for you. Government is doing everything for you, my children. We're paying for your school fee now. Your parents are assisting you through. Your teachers teaching you. As you finish grade 12, we're having another policy overlay today. Those who finish grade 12 with no continued space in continued education, we will not leave you out there. We will get back to you and embrace you back to a second chance in life. And we will try to mentor you and funnel you to SME or post-grade 12, continued work and study elsewhere overseas, including the Australian work scheme that is opening up. We will have planned for those of you who finished grade 12. We will not leave you like we've left over 3 million children in the last 25 years we rolled out the education reform in our country. But I want to leave you through like this. So as you finish grade 12, I just want you to embrace positivity. We have planned for you. Those who will go on to universities and colleges, you are privileged few. Don't go and ban campuses and ban cars and do anything. Take it as a privilege. And those who do not carry on, I just don't want you to be discouraged. I have good news for you. We have planned cover to mobilize again all who have left grade 12 in the last 10, 15 years doing nothing, including you. And we will channel you into SME, we'll channel you into continuing education, we'll channel you into work opportunities that I am teaching with Australian government, New Zealand government, and elsewhere as I relate to them in terms of temporary work to migrate you into life skills for other work later on. As the Honorable Kennedy said, life is not only for you to become lawyers, doctors, accountants. When I was growing up, my parents thought that I must be at university. And so if I didn't make it to university, they would have classified me as a failure. I want to impress on all parents out here. Don't classify your child as a failure if he or she doesn't find a placement in university next year. It is simply because in the last 48 years, we have not expanded space in all our school institutions. That is why we are not embracing them. We have planned for all our kids of the grade of support us, don't be discouraged when the child, some of them do not find placement. We will assist and work with all of them. And how many honors I've said already? 4. Can a bright one, I will do the word bright one. Can someone tell me what the 5th one is? First one, let's repeat. Honor your God, no other success. Today, don't go and find, what's today? Monday or Tuesday. That's all right, school time. And I came into the class and I looked closely at all of you who stood. I want to comment Iarowari Secondary School. I see disciplined student in the midst. No evidence of buai, no evidence of smoke, no evidence of drug in the students I see in front. Just a big commendation to the school administration. All you kids, don't pursue these useless things in life. They are toxic, they will destroy you. Just stick to the good things. God first, parents honor second, honor your country third, honor yourself fourth. And as you grow up, going forward into the future, one day, just like I found my wife in Belém, you will find someone else. Number 5, honor is honor your family as well. Foundational things, public things. We don't need fancy things. I'm not asking you to help me participate to put men to moon like John F. Kennedy when he made his statement. The first inaugural statement he made, 2 big speeches John F. K made in 1961 and 1962. One statement in 1961, January 20, he made was, put your country first and yourself last. And his exact words was, ask not what you can or what your country can do for you, but what you can do for your country was his exact lines. And he made a statement in Rice University, September 12, 1962. He said, America must put men to moon within 10 years. And America did put men to moon within 10 years. I'm not asking you to put men to moon in 10 years. How to put men to moon? All I'm asking is all our citizens nationwide and you children, my citizens today, my children today, and leaders of today and tomorrow. 5 simple things. Honor your God, honor your parents, honor your country, honor yourself by not putting toxicities and negativities into your life. And later as you grow up, and my advice to you as your parent, as your father is, don't get engaged very early on. Life will be distorted for you. Defer this until you're in your late 20s or in your early 30s. And when you pick whoever your partner is, honor that family you're setting up. That is foundation for your country that will carry your country on. Is that okay? Mr. Marape, thank you very much. And I want to conclude by saying, I appreciate the invitation. We look forward to supporting all of you. Our government is not just talking. We follow through with our commitments. Last year, for instance, and I'm surprised that this school have some outstanding. Last year, we allocated 632 million kina in school fee support throughout our country. By the end of last year, close of business, we transferred 792 million kina to all our schools in our country. Central Education Advisor, if Iarowari is behind, it is your job to check with National Education Department, not the Honorable Kididus or not the principal's job. Is that okay? So because last year we over-remitted. We budgeted 632 million kina for school fee assistance, and we have remitted already 792. For this year we budgeted 766.4 million kina, 766.4 million kina for free education throughout our country. This year, 75% have remitted already. 518,658,000 has gone out to all our schools throughout our country. We're not just talking, we are assisting. And I am happy the school has put some of the money received to good use. Those outstanding, please. The Central Provincial Education System and all the other educational system, it is your responsibility. I would likewise converse to the Education Department to check up on what is outstanding. Government has programs set for the education, and we are living through with support. Because Iarowari Secondary School has embraced our government policy on Tibet, today I just want to announce support to you. 2.5 million kina is coming your way. And take it as a gift from the 8th graduating class of grade 12. Is that okay? Also, my future economists who are here. When I was with them over lunch at Parliament, wow, they speak brilliantly. They define what economy was all about. But I want to, from the 8th Prime Minister and the 8th graduating class, we're making this one here, but put to good use and embrace them. And embrace other students who will come out again. As you put the Tibet programs through, give them wholesome learning. There'll be one child here who is my child, and your child too, will be out of place next year with no offer for continued education. When he or she comes back here, use this facility to point him or her in the right path of life. I want to make this announcement to all our schools nationwide. We are now phasing out grade 10 or high schools. All provincial education boards to upgrade all high schools to secondary. My government has announced no more grade 10 leaver within the next 5-6 years. We want every child to finish at grade 12. And so start to expand the spaces. Iarowari, when you have a graduating class of grade 10, they all secured of a space in grade 11. Let's work and support it. I want to support the Honorable Kit Ilihu as he continues to support this school from a DDA perspective, and I want to also pledge my support to this school. You have your clear sleep program. Expand your grade 11 facilities. So every child that enters grade 9, or when we roll out the 1-6-6 structure, every child that enters grade 7 finishes only at grade 12 and not dropped out along the way. That must be done. I want to ask you, as we give the 2.5 million kina, I will follow up with the money as to what you're doing. And if you do it well, we'll give you some more. We'd rather keep a light bulb lighting than try to fire up a dead bulb somewhere else. All right, thank you very much. Love you all. God bless. Have hope. Be positive about your country. To my children here. To my children here, great hope is not the end of the road for you. All right? That's just the beginning. Be positive. There may be some speed bumps along the way. Take it and see. God does an end in terms of His promise for you. The continued promise He created you in the first place. And I want you to take note that God loves you. God loves you. He created you already. Your parents love you. Your government loves you. Your country loves you. Your teachers loves you. You're much loved. You give the honors that I ask you, and you honor yourself, and God will do the rest for you. Thank you very much.